69. That is the amount of times I have uploaded a 100 days video. I'm not even kidding. The reason to bring that up is because, well, I've done it quite a lot. So much so I think I'd call myself a Minecraft pro at this point. I could slap that bad boy on the resume. However, after doing it for so long, I sometimes like to compare how I started doing 100 days to what I know now. Comparing how bad I was, the skills I didn't know, the people I was yet to kill, to where I am now after uploading for a whole 2 years. But I do sometimes ask myself a question. What if I didn't know how to play Minecraft? What if I knew very little about the actual game itself and had to survive 100 days game? I know it's not possible because of how much I've played the game, but I do know some people who are like that. This is my close friend Bryn. Me and him have been friends from our first ever school adventures all the way back 15 years ago. And Bryn has never played Minecraft. Okay, that's a little bit of a lie. Bryn has played Minecraft when it was first introduced on Xbox in 2012. And he played it about a handful of times with me and some other friends, but other than that, he's never actually touched Minecraft, especially not on the PC. So I wanted to see if I could set up a little bit of an experiment. I went to him and asked if he'd be willing to do one of my videos. Survive 100 days in Minecraft in Java, where I'd give him one simple goal: kill the Enderdragon. Other than that, he was free to do whatever he wanted in the game. And, well, he actually agreed. And I was really excited when he did. Anyway, that was 6 months ago, and I heard nothing of it, so I assumed that dream was dead. Until I finally got the message from him. He just simply said, "I'm finished." I was literally over the moon about that one, lads. And over the past couple of weeks, I've been watching through the footage, making notes as I went along, and, well, it's safe to say that this is going to be a good one. I really hope you enjoy the video. Do you want to start by just, I guess, introducing yourself in any way you want?
Yeah, I am basically Dan's best friend in the whole wide world. #1 Minecraft player there's ever been. Yeah, pretty much all you need to know, you know.
For good start. His name's Bryn, by the way. And so we began on day 1. Bryn didn't actually have a Minecraft account, and so I had to give him the Sugar Puffs account. When he spawned in, he really didn't know what to do. And so he started instantly, and I mean instantly, started beating the living heck out of every animal he saw. There was no discrimination. Sheeps, cows, horses, bees. Okay, the bees admittedly was a mistake, but whilst he was running away from the bees, he registered his first death by falling into a ravine. Good start. Little bit of a side note. I did tell him to do survival and not hardcore, because let's be honest, if he did hardcore, we all knew he wouldn't make it past day 2. Well, at least he now knows he needs to get wood. Bryn, you gotta hold it. Bryn, you gotta hold it. Oh, there. Okay, good. Whilst he was cutting down the tree, he did see another bee, which startled him, and so he started running away, which I just thought was really funny. I guess you could say it was BTSD. Alright, I'll see myself out. After collecting a tiny bit of wood, he actually hears a zombie and finds a little area where a zombie spawner is. And of course, like the Minecraft professional he is, he charges in there, which of course results in his second death. Gonna have to load that counter up soon, aren't I? He does something kind of smart here by making a marker by where the zombie spawner is, and then he goes back in spam clicking zombie. He does actually kill the first zombie and gets the achievement. However, him trying to click the achievement is something that I also find really funny. And after taking a while clearing out every other zombie, he charges in. But of course, this is a zombie spawner, and so we all knew the outcome here. It's of course death 3. Oh my god, he's actually learning. It took 3 deaths, but he's learning, lads. He's not only getting wood, but he's making tools. My god, he's making tools. I just want to pause the video for 2 seconds and just mention something. I told Bryn literally nothing about the game. I helped him set up Minecraft, and I told him to kill the Enderdragon. Other than that, it was all up to Bryn. However, I did always offer that if Bryn ever needed any help, he could message me directly, and I'd advise what I could at the time. We have the privilege of now reading these messages back. How do I fight a zombie? As in, like, kill them? Yeah, I found a thing and they keep killing me. Lol, alright. Make a sword and try and get some torches. How do I do that? You need wood and coal. I have wood. Alright, go find some coal. Nah, I got this. He most certainly did not have this. Firstly, trying to click the new recipe box in the top right corner. Then he made a wooden pressure plate, and then some sticks, and then he tried to fight the zombies with some sticks. Tried to make, I don't really know what this is, but he does make a shovel. Breaks the shovel while fighting the zombies, but he did make one. And then he made a sword. And while spam clicking, he accidentally learned that if he timed his hits, he would actually do more damage. Though the way he found out was by a swinging motion that he did, so you're gonna see him do this motion for a while. I'm not sure why, but I do think it's quite interesting to note. After finally getting into the spawner, again, breaking his sword, he does make a new one, and he did it. Look look at that great loot. All he has to do is get out. Oh God, he's not going to get out. Oh God, he died again. He turned off the game after that and didn't come back for 2 months. Not even kidding. This was 2 months apart. We're not even past day 1. We're not even past day 1. When was the last time that you played Minecraft?
Oh, about 2010 when it first came out for Xbox.
Yes. Yeah. I was going to say you played with a couple of people with Xbox at that, so you haven't touched the game on PC ever.
No.
Anyway, 2 months later, he got back and forgot it was night. But he has done some research now. This is a different Bryn. He runs back, getting his gear. He does lose most of his health to a creeper and... Wait, what's this? He's making a pickaxe and a gold sword? You know, to be fair, we all did it. And to the surface he goes. He said he was trying to get a bed, but had to deal with the mobs. There goes that gold sword. It lasted a total of about 45 seconds. And though he definitely came close to dying quite a few times, he was actually able to survive most of the night. And then began to make a bed. Began because, I mean, he's trying. Day 2 started with a bit of a Google session. Spent about 5 minutes trying to figure out what I assume is how to make a bed. Because the first thing he did once getting back to playing Minecraft was trying to find some white sheep. So he got himself some extra white wool to make one. Then he was on to the cow slaughter. Food was a priority for our good friend Bryn. And then he fell into a cave. So close. How well do you think you're gonna do?
Oh, easy, easy. All you do, survive, eat, survive, run away, survive.
All right, that's, you know, his words, not mine. There is some good news, though. Whilst going back to his stuff, he did actually learn to run. He ran around for a while, looking for his stuff, checking all the holes he could until he saw wood. To us, it's a village, clearly, of course. But to him, well, I found a house with some brown guys in. You mean a village? Yeah, it has, like, people in. Why do they have big noses? I don't know, lol, just villagers. Just don't hit them. They kind of look like blobfish, lol. It is kind of funny how he ran out of hunger and couldn't understand why he couldn't run anymore. He actually did find a blacksmith and got himself some pretty decent loot for all things considered, at least for him, and then he was able to sleep. I mean, progress is being made. On day 3, I guess he is claiming this church as his home and a broken Nether portal too with gold pants. I'm sure that'll help a little bit, and there is obsidian on the floor. Don't try and break it, Bryn. Don't try. Oh, come on, Bryn. After that clearly didn't work. I mean, we all knew it wouldn't. He decided to head home, where he actually found himself a cave. Saw the possibility of loot, so of course he headed in. Another interesting thing to note, though he has partly learned to time his attack with a sword by swinging it, he didn't learn this with a pickaxe. I assume he thinks he could only do that with a sword, and so, well, he started spam clicking with a pickaxe. Strange, but interesting at the same time. He was grabbing lots of coal and copper. He did get jumped by a creeper and also by the gravel whilst mining, and after a horde of zombies showed up, he actually made a smart decision and decided to leave the cave. Him learning to choose his battles is, well, it's about time. Day 4 started with him mining a tree. Again, we've all done it. And then he saw an iron golem for the first time, and I mean, what did he expect, really? At least he died right next to his bed. He did put on the curse of binding hands, so let's just not tell him he can't take those off anytime soon. And then he tried to make armor. Copper armor with raw copper. Back to the DMs we go. How do I make armor? What are you trying to make? Copper. Copper armor isn't a thing. You got iron or leather? Yeah, I got both. All right, cook the iron and make it into an end. Okay, how do I cook iron? Make a furnace. It's like a 0 with cobblestone. Gotcha. Look at him go. I'm so proud of him. He does only have 1 iron, so he does head back to the cave. He actually also made a sword before going in cave itself. It was a wooden sword, but no, we'll take it. And mined all the iron he could before his pickaxe broke. And then he made himself a furnace. He did have no coal, so he broke the furnace with his fist. Every time he does something smart, he goes and does something like this. He then makes a wooden pickaxe to break his crafting table. I think he now thinks he needs to do that because this is going to be a common trend. And then he ran home at night. Day 5, look at him go, cooking that iron. How far he's come in 5 days. Now he just has to make that N. Oh, god damn it. It's not working. What is it? The N. Just imagine the crafting table as a grid. Top left is 1, top right is 3. All right, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. Oh, small N. I love the man. I really do. But I just can't deal with him at times. He did it though. Even made some tools too, though he went back into the caves and Yep, at least he doesn't have to put the curse of binding pants on again. Oh, come on. Well, he was back to the coal mining. He really does need to learn to shift, though. He's even making torches. How cute. He was still side-hitting zombies on day 6 whilst in the caves, and then he began to dig down, where he falls into a deep slit caves and runs for the hill. Finds a new spawner, which is a spider spawner, and tries to take everything. Finds a golden apple. Neat. Accidentally eats the golden apple. He also finds himself 1 diamond. Neat. He's actually being pretty smart here, though I don't think he knows it, by lighting up most of the cave as he's running through and mining everything that he sees. At least that was the plan. He tried to run past about 100 mobs and then gets blown up. At least he knows where the cave is, so he could just quickly run back there and tries to get his stuff, which he does succeed at. Escaping, however, he did not, dropping down to half a heart. And with a couple of zombies in the way, well, it was always going to end this way, let's be honest. Jumping back in on day 7, let's give him credit, because he ain't a quitter. And then it happened. Fighting a skeleton? No good. But he actually tried it. And look at him, normally hitting a zombie. I'm so proud of him. He's no longer swinging his mouse across his desk. Then, whilst trying to escape, 2 skeletons shot him, bouncing him back and forth on the pillar, which is kind of cool. And he was able to escape. Though, because of his deaths, when he was picking up his stuff, he didn't actually pick up the raw iron that he had been mining, which admittedly was very unfortunate for him. He did, however, see the green book and finally clicked on it, which did help him. He wants a chest, apparently. I'm going to ignore the fact that he's chopping down a tree with a sword, because I'm really proud that he's actually making so much progress in such a short time frame. Also, him accidentally noticing that he can make boots is really funny to me. He was just sat there being like, oh yeah, boots. It's great. And after some casual cow slaughter, he got distracted by a bell. I mean, we all did it. On day 8, he just ran around for 10 minutes. I'm going to be honest with you. He really don't do that much. He did pick up, he picked up every pumpkin that he saw, and he did find 3 batches of pumpkin for the record. I'm not really sure why he was so obsessed with the pumpkins, but you know what? I guess that's his thing. And that was day 8. He did have a little bit of spare iron on day 9, and so he started cooking it up, and then he decided to check out the hay bales at the village. Okay, he learned that he could turn the hay bales into wheat. Pretty sure he's Googling here because he's taking his time to do anything. And then he learned that he could turn the hay into bread. He hasn't learned about shift clicking yet, so you will have to give him a minute to pick up all this hay and bread. He is running out of storage though, and so he decides to make a second chest. You want to see something that'll annoy you? Doesn't make it a double chest. He just puts it next to the main one. I know how annoying that would be for most of you. From when you played what would be about 10 years ago, is how much do you actually remember?
The best thing I've noticed is it gives you preset things, so you don't have to make it and guess what it is most of the time. Okay. So yeah, I probably know how to make a pickaxe. Because it's the shape is easy. Yeah. Apart from that, kill as many sheep as possible, make beds. That's it, my game plan.
He even made a bucket of water. What is going on? Back into the caves on day 10, he was fighting every mob he could. And honestly, he was doing it quite well. He's actually looking like a competent Minecraft player. He even finds himself a 2nd diamond and still fighting the mobs pretty well. That is until, unfortunately, he ran out of torches and began to get overrun. It would have been a simple case of running away, but he did actually find himself a 3rd diamond. However, if he wanted that diamond, he is going to have to fight off the horde, which is a decision that he decided to do. He does fight them off decently well and is able to get the 3rd diamond. And not only does he get that 3rd diamond, he also leaves the caves without dying, which is just, I mean, it's great to see him do this. Anyway, as he was about to head home, there was a couple of zombies that wanted to get into the church, but Bryn's religion, not the kind that zombies are welcome to, so he decided to murder them. He woke up on day 11 and, I wonder what that thing is. That tall thing over there? I've never seen one of those before. And as all new players would, he thought the best thing to do was to attack it. Yep, we all knew this was going to happen. Don't pretend you thought otherwise. He was determined though, got straight back to his gear, put his armor back on and attacked the Enderman again, this time killing it. Anyway, he has 3 diamonds now and I wonder what he's going to do with it. Dan, what can I do with diamonds? How many you got? 3. Probably a pickaxe is best. I have 3 of them already. You have 3 diamond pickaxes? No, iron. Oh, well, diamond is better. You can mine obsidian and make a portal. What's obsidian? It's like a purple block, very hard to break. I have an unfinished one nearby. It looks like a 7. Oh, cool. Make a pickaxe, finish it, and then light it with flint and steel. Okay, to be fair, it does actually look like a 7. He quickly Googled on how to make a portal. Oh, water turns lava into obsidian. Good thing he made one. And then he swam in lava a little bit, you know, the usual, before filling out the portal and returning back to make a flint and steel. I'm not gonna lie, on day 12, I've been looking forward to this one. If he can actually get into the portal, I mean, take your time, no rush. This is gonna be great. He entered the portal and honestly, this is one of the worst spawns I think I've ever seen in a very, very long time. And of course, it happens to happen to Bryn. But at least he knew what he needed to do by actually extending the platform itself. And it took him 12 days, but he started shifting. Oh my god, how far he has actually come. How many times have I said that at this point? He did unfortunately run out of blocks, and so he decided to head back for now. But let's be honest, he may have not been in the Nether too long, but we all expected him to die no matter how long he was in there. Don't pretend you had any faith with him. He's already died so many times that I don't know, I've lost count at this point. He runs back into the caves and start mining all the blocks. He returned back to the Nether on day 13, finishing the bridge and actually heading into the Nether itself. He found absolutely nothing. However, I do want to point out something that is accidentally really lucky for him. Because he kept putting on the gold pants that he found all that ways ago, he was actually able to run through the Nether without alerting the piglings, and so he honestly had a relatively easy time in here. And other than, well, accidentally falling into lava at one point, which luckily has the water bucket. Oh, right, never. And yeah, other than that, he just decided to leave and head home for time being. He returned back into the caves on day 14. His sword did break while killing a skeleton, but he now has a bow. He makes himself a stone sword and heads into the deep slate cave where, I mean, I kind of didn't expect him to know how to use a bow, but he's really trying. He was fighting all the mobs that he could, but unfortunately he was killed by a skeleton whilst trying to do so. He did try to get back to his stuff where he was yet again killed by a skeleton, and then he tried to get back for the third time, where this time he was trapped by a skeleton, and in a panic and slightly genius move, he did dig down, somehow surviving the skeleton. I think it's when you're too close to the skeleton and one by one it can't hit you, so definitely got away with that one. He was searching more of the cave that he found, but he did accidentally keep falling into lava. He also found himself 3 more diamonds, but unfortunately his gold pants had broke at this point, and so he definitely gonna need to replace them. But with 3 more diamonds, he yet again went home and actually survived the caving trip. Well, I mean, after the first 2, we don't talk about the first 2 deaths. He started day 15 by taking an interest in the iron golem. He also noticed while messing around with his inventory that one of the deaths that he had, he unfortunately lost the diamond pickaxe that he made ways ago. He'll just have to settle with a couple of iron pickaxes he's got. Anyway, after grabbing some more hay bale and getting some more bread, he returned back to the Nether, where he sees a bastion. How long is it going to take, people? How long is it going to take? Whilst heading over to the bastion itself, he was chased down by a couple of hoglins where he actually nearly died before he even got in there. Was able to dig into a wall to protect himself, but that just means he's going into the bastion. So he starts digging in. He does nearly get hit by a lava a couple of times, but honestly, that's some really quick reflexes. Digs his way in and finds himself a chest where he gets some, you know, it's alright stuff, nothing special, but I mean, we'll take that any day of the week. He does nearly get attacked by a brute, but again, thanks to his quick reflexes, he was able to avoid that, and he actually gets himself to the second chest where these enchanted golden boots must be better than iron boots, right? And so he replaces them, and then he digs around a bit more to find a gold block, which a piglin steal. I mean, it's alright, these piglins, they can take the gold as long as they don't attack it. Oh, they're attacking. Oh god, they're attacking. Oh god, he's dead. He then slept for the night and logged off the server. I don't really blame him. He actually decided that at this point, like I say, he was done, and so 16, he honestly didn't do that much stuff. He was just talking to me a little bit about what to do, and I told him that his stuff would survive for 5 minutes, and so he decided to give it another go. He returned back into the Nether on day 17, punching through a bunch of netherrack, where he got himself to the bastion. Incredibly, he was able to get into the bastion and get his stuff back. Who would have seen that one coming? He was trying to get out of the bastion, but he just kept getting lost. I mean, the staircase system was quite difficult, I guess. I mean, up, down, left. I mean, you got out in the end. You got out in the end. It was day 18 where he got back to the home portal. He started making himself some new armor, decided to use a sword and a pickaxe to, well, cut down a tree, of course. And then he wanted to get himself some diamonds, but he didn't know the best way to do it. And so I told him to either search the caves or to strip mine at -57. I was able to tell him about the F3 command, and whilst we was having this conversation, it turned to night, so he went back to bed. Day 19 began. He dug down to -57, and when I say he strip mined, oh boy, strip mined. He wasn't too sure about it at first, but very quickly finding 5 diamonds got him moving. He also got himself a cave shortly afterwards, I believe on day 20, but decided to keep strip mining, and well, the man literally dug for 2 hours. Not a joke. He literally did not sleep. He didn't do anything. He just dug in Minecraft for 2 hours straight. And on day 27, after all the digging was completed, his final iron pickaxe broke. I mean, dedication to the cause, I guess. Running back through the tunnel, it actually took him until day 29 to actually make it back to his his home. My man, he just dug. I don't want to say, he just dug. He was so determined, he just dug. He had plenty of diamonds at this point, and so he made himself some diamond armor and diamond tools. And after he did that, he asked me about the enchant situation. He knew that enchants were a thing, but didn't know how to make one. I quickly explained that he needed an enchantment table, which required 2 diamonds, 4 obsidian, and a block. He only had 1 diamond spare, and so he's gonna need to go get some more at some point. At least he spent the rest of the day killing some animals for some more food. Day 30 came and he went to go and get himself some more coal. Whilst he was waiting for the stuff to cook, I can only assume that he was Googling stuff. He's literally studying Minecraft like a nerd. And he also kept hearing zombie noises. The zombies were in the roof. He wanted me to include that for some weird reason, I'm not sure why. And then he carried on cooking. Sums up day 30. 31, he made a note of his quartz and then set off into the world. What was he looking for? Honestly, don't know, but he did travel for quite a while here. Still doesn't know how to swim, by the way, though I don't think he's been in water that much. Anyway, let's give a little bit of a highlight reel of all the stuff that happened in these days. On day 32, he actually found himself a temple and also a desert mine shaft. I thought this was really weird, but it just connects to a mesa mine shaft, so that's exactly why that would be. Still looks kind of cool. Looting the temple itself, honestly, there really wasn't that much here. There was a saddle and a multi-shop up, but nothing really special. And then he saw the pressure plate, and I was really hoping he wouldn't press it, and then he did press it, and yeah, well, I mean, I don't know what he expected. Day 34, he found himself a incredibly useless desert village, though he was able to steal a bed that he forgot to bring all that ways when. Much more exploring happened. Day 39 came where he found himself a jungle, found himself some bamboo, got himself some melons, and then found himself a temple. He was jump scared by the trap and also got himself some basic loot in the first chest. He was flipping around the switches and he kept hearing something happen, and after messing around enough, he noticed that this block had now been moved, and so he dug into it where he was able to get the second chest. Again, nothing special, but he figured it out. On day 42, he found himself a savannah village. That's about it. There was actually a horse in the village that he found on day 43, which he couldn't tame. Had to spend another minute googling before checking and finding himself a horse, which, in all honesty, really good horse. He decided that that was enough traveling and decided to head home. He was planning to bring the horse back plenty of thousands of blocks, but I mean, he's done stupider things. It was day 49. You heard me, day 49 by the time he got back home. He put the horse into the pen that was already there, and well, Bryn's adventuring days are over. He needs to get back to some Minecrafting. Day 50 came and he asked me what to do, and well, I recommended he go for that enchantment table, and so back into the caves he went, where he went back to strip mining. He found himself some lava on day 52 and was able to get the 4 obsidian need for the enchant table, and also found some diamonds while trying to dig to more lava, and so he now had enough for the actual enchant table itself. On day 53, he was trying to figure out how to make the enchant table. It didn't show up in the crafting book for some weird reason, so he had to spend a minute googling on how to do it, but of course he needed sugarcane, which searching his chest he had none, and so he had to run off to find some. And it took him 54 days in total, but on day 54, he had made himself an enchant table, got himself some really basic enchants, and he was now ready to re-enter the Nether. Day 57, he found himself a fortress. Whilst running towards it, he accidentally fell into some lava, and he would have died. However, thanks to some very quick thinking, he was able to eat himself a golden apple and survive. I'm honestly impressed with his very quick decision making at times. It was really good. He got himself into the fortress, recommended he get at least 10 blaze rods with the eyes of Ender he needed, and he started killing blazes at the blaze spawner. He had 6 in total when disaster struck. He was dealing with the fire, stood on the edge where he got hit a couple of times, and I honestly feel bad for him. He was doing really well, and for the first time he had lost all of his stuff 100%. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised it took that long, but that would have been a gut punch for him. Day 58, he was pretty much just picking up what he had left. I mean, you can't feel anything but bad for him. He was actually doing all right, but again, we've all been there. He's gonna go back to strip mining because he had to get even more diamonds. He spent another 6 days strip mining, which is about another 2 hours, where he got himself 20 more diamonds in total. So you can say whatever you want about it, but him getting enough diamonds is something that I'm really impressed with. He returned back on day 66, where he was able to make the diamond armor and diamond sword. He re-enchanted all of his stuff. He got himself some more hay bales and bread. Still doesn't know how to shift click, but it it is time for him to head back into the Nether and reclaim the fortress. He admittedly did get a little bit lost, but on day 70, he was able to get back to the fortress. I believe it was day 71 at this point. It's kind of hard to track the days at certain points, just know that this is pretty much what I believe as 71. He was doing something quite smart here. He was actually eating food whenever he wasn't full to constantly keep his regeneration going. Again, to us, that's really simple. For him, that's quite a smart thing to do. He started killing blaze rods, was very careful in doing so, but was actually able to get 10 blaze rods, which was pretty good. With that done, it was time for him to head home, in which he returned out on day 73. The next task I gave him was to get some arrows, and to do that, he needs to go out and kill some chickens. Day 74, he went out, killed some chickens. More of the same on 75. I mean, he was just killing chickens. There's not much else to say. And on day 76, I told him that what he needs for arrows is flint, and so he needs to dig up some gravel. And my god, this man made a shovel to dig gravel. I just can't believe he's actually doing these things. The shovel did break, but now that he had enough gravel in his inventory, he could just pick up and leave, though admittedly he's still picking up crafting tables with a pickaxe. He was grinding more on day 77, but after another stone shovel broke, he kind of got fed up and decided to make a diamond shovel. That sped up process massively, and now he was able to make himself over 2 stacks of arrows. Surely enough to fight the Enderdragon. He woke up on day 78, where I told him the next task was to get some ender pearls from Enderman. But like I say, he just went to sleep, and so on day 78, he had nothing to do but wait until the night, where at that night, he was able to get himself 2 ender pearls. The night of 79, he got himself 1 more ender pearl, and on 80, he did fight some more endermen, but unfortunately died in the process. Sure, nothing a little sleep can't manage. Then my man went ham on day 80, where he got 5 more pearls, which was pretty damn good if you ask me. That was 10 in total now. He had enough pearls to go and do this. Day 83 came, and it was time for him to get ready for the end. He was talking to me of what to do. I told him to pack up all of his valuables, because anything could really help him with dragon fight. He of course took the pumpkins. He picked up his crafting table with a pickaxe, his bed. He made himself 10 eyes of ender and set off into the world. I will mention the first 2 eyes he threw both instantly broke, so wasn't really getting much luck there. It took him till day 85 to find the stronghold, but he began to dig down, where he landed in the library. He actually ended up finding both, where he got a couple of enchanted books. He didn't do anything with it, unfortunately, but you know, not really much to say. He was now going to look for the portal. He actually did find it pretty quickly, but because of all the eyes that broke back then, well, unfortunately for him, he didn't actually have enough eyes to light the end portal, so unfortunately, he's going to have to get some more endermen. Now, unfortunately, between day 86 to 90, he didn't actually press the record button, which is kind of unfortunate, but that is what it is. He does have enough pearls now, but he does also have lesser levels, so I'm going to assume that he died at some point. But nevertheless, we don't need to see him killing endermen. We need to see him fight a dragon, and so he sleeps in his bed. The fight begins on day 91. Do you think you're going to be able to kill the Enderdragon?
Well, can't you just befriend him? Like, why do you have to be enemies? Couldn't you just befriend? Imagine that. Or you've got a pet dragon. Who wouldn't want a pet dragon?
You know, that's a good point. I mean, I do like the How I Trained Your Dragon films, so...
That's it?
Yeah, I'll take you in for that.
I better kill the dragon. Oh no.
Bryn knew what he had to do. He had watched videos. I explained exactly what he needed to do. He just needs to go out there and kill the dragon by destroying the crystals. Him shooting crystals actually was pretty good, but he did have to stand still to land his shots. Honestly, everything was going okay until his first death. A mistake he did make was that there was no easy way for him to get back up top, and so he unfortunately had to punch his way back up to the surface. That took a minute, but he was able to get back up there. And then he died again, but this time being flown into the air and actually being taken out by dragon breath in the middle of the air, which I thought was kind of cool. He also got thrown up in the sky and landed on one of the obsidian pillars. Quite lucky to get his stuff back that time. But whilst all of this was happening, he was destroying the crystals, he was shooting the dragon, he was actually making the dragon's health quite low. Honestly, though he was dying a lot, he was actually fighting the ender dragon quite well, until he ran out of arrows. He had purposely been avoiding trying to fight the dragon with a sword because he wasn't confident, but sadly, he has no choice but to do that. And it ended exactly how you'd expect it, with him dying yet again. There's nothing to worry about though, because he could just really jump back into the end and pick up his stuff. And that's when it happened. He obviously died again. He jumped back into the end portal, and then he saw an enderman, and this enderman killed him. No biggie whatsoever. But then he didn't spawn at the stronghold. His bed was missing or obstructed, and there's no reason why this should be, but Bryn just did not spawn back at his bed. Unfortunately, this actually was gonna kill his attempt at killing the dragon. He knew where his base was, but all of his valuable stuff he took with him. He had no idea where the stronghold was, and there's no way he'd be able to get enough hills and blades for us to find his way back, and so unfortunately Bryn decided to retire here. I know how disappointing that is, considering how close he was to doing it. I mean, look at how little health the dragon actually had in the end, and well, if it wasn't for this glitch, who knows what we would have done. But considering how far he's coming 95 days, from spam clicking zombies in a zombie spawner to fighting the Enderdragon by himself, and honestly would have won if it wasn't for a stupid glitch, I'm really proud of him. Who knows, maybe one day I'll get him to do this again, but for now, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.